What up, y'all? If anyone's there, I got like 10% on my phone camera, so we'll see how long this bad boy lasts tonight. And I'm tired. And I got a headache. I want to go to sleep. But we're going to do some jokes and stuff real quick. Let me see if I get the chat here in here real fast. It's like not popping up. This chat's been acting weird recently. What, almost like no one's in it. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see any chat controls. But it says we're streaming, so we're just going to go.
And of course, I'm going to say a few words about the terrible shooting in Sydney, Australia. Okay? So, and first, of course, as I always say, no matter what, go Bills. They beat the Patriots today. It's a big deal.
Live from a studio apartment, this is Missed Information. Well, tonight, hang on, I gotta get my cursor over these fucking buttons. Here we go. Tonight, some unfortunate news. So, many of you know, I'm sure already, Rob Reiner has tragically passed away. Yeah. No jokes here tonight. Unlike the left, we don't celebrate when someone dies.
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. No. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. So he became like a deranged
Trump, please.
person. Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country. Yeah.
I did not know he was going to say that. He really turned that up to an 11. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. He was killed by his own son, which is even more tragic. You know, but tonight we honor him as a great filmmaker.
My name is Inigo
Don't play that clip.
Killed my father. Prepare to die.
You need to get the clip off. Take it off. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my production team chose that clip. Erica Kirk says she's going to be meeting with Candace Owens privately on December 15th. Yeah. She said she would have met up sooner, but she needed to find an Egyptian airline. She just feels safer that way. In the wake of the terror attack on Bondi Beach, Australian politicians are calling for tougher gun laws, but for now they still don't have a ban on imports. Still questionable, but they are allowing those imports. I flubbed my joke line. That's all right. All right, we'll take a quick look around. Quick look around the news. Exit this. Whoosh. Okay. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to pull up Twitter. Oh, God. The twat. Okay. Here we go. I should have done more lighting. Damn it. Yeah, for those of you who've seen, I have a little tiny light that I put on as well. All right, screen capture. Looks pretty good. We got Elon chatting it up with Bill Maher here, apparently. I guess that's fine. I want this a little bit bigger. That's what she said. Not to me, to someone else. She said I want it a little bit smaller. With me. Okay, what do we got going on tonight? I just pull up my notes. Oh, God. The screen just did something weird where it all split. Like if you're on a Mac sometimes and you move things to a certain area, it all splits out. It did that thing. I got 2 monitors going on. Okay. Yeah, I guess we should start with one more second. I want to see myself on the screen. Yeah, like that. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we should start with Rob Reiner. Reports, I'm sure everyone's heard already, but Rob Reiner, I didn't even remember what films Rob Reiner made, to be honest. It's been so long since I've even watched a movie. And then I was looking at the list earlier today, and I was like, damn, he made The Princess Bride? That's one of my favorite movies. And a bunch of other stuff. Spinal Tap he had. I was like, damn, dude, that sucks. Reports are that his son actually killed him, who's, I guess this is like an older video of his son. Supposedly he looks a little bit different now. But I guess there's been some rumors that he's a drug addict for a long time, was having issues with that, or maybe some mental health issues. Really terrible story. And I guess it was at a Conan O'Brien Christmas party. So that they got into a fight, him and his son, and then the next day he went over there and killed him, I guess, which is pretty horrible. Big thing that's causing controversy, of course, is Trump's tweet about it. I think I have it here that I can pull up, where he says it's funny because I can't help but laugh at it still, even though I know it's wrong. And it really is in bad taste. I concur, but there is something really terrible and funny about it. Just the way he just rips into this guy even after his death. I can't help but giggle a little bit every time I read it. A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife, Michelle. This is so dark. This might be Trump's darkest tweet he's ever done. Reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. I mean, that right there is pretty brutal. He basically blames his own death on his own hatred of Trump. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness. It's unbelievable that he tweeted that. It's unbelievable. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace. That's quintessential Trump right there. But yeah, kind of wild that he's like blaming the whole thing on the Trump derangement syndrome, and even insinuating that he drove his own son crazy. I don't really want to get into it. I mean, it's on brand for Trump, to be honest. He always says he really genuinely like dislikes his enemies. Rob Reiner was a pretty vocal critic of his over the last several years. So I guess they really didn't get along, and he's just kind of not relishing, but not the most glowing endorsement of someone when they pass. But okay. There was obviously the terrorist attack. All the news is terrible and dark and sad today. There was the terrorist attack over the weekend on Bondi Beach. I've got a little short video I did up on Instagram and TikTok if you guys want to check it out. It's on my page. Missed information there. I mean, I'm sure you've heard all the details there. The things that kind of caught my eye today that I wanted to point out. There was and again, this is another dark, horribly dark thing that I can't help but laugh at. There's one of the victims, I didn't know he was a victim actually, but a victim of the Bondi Beach massacre is identified as Holocaust survivor. What the fuck? There was another guy too. I heard there. I don't have the tweet here, but supposedly there was some other guy who was shot. I don't think he died, but he got shot in the terrorist attack, and he had survived the October 7th massacre. Like, can you imagine being one of those guys who survived the Holocaust, who survived this big terrorist attack, and you just end up in another one? That has got to be insane. I can just picture, if I were a Jew, I'd be that Jew. Because that's exactly my luck, to end up in two separate massacres. That's insane. Oh, what else was I going to say about this? I don't know, that's just crazy. What else we got going on? Ilya Topuria. This is some MMA news. So Ilya Topuria, for those of you guys that don't know, MMA fighter, pretty famous guy. One of the biggest in the world. Probably the biggest fighter in the world right now. He's taken like a hiatus. He gave up the belt. He has a smoking hot wife. Well, he did. And I guess they got a divorce, or they're going through a divorce. So he released a statement today. I don't think I'll read the whole thing, but he's basically saying that over the past several weeks there have been allegations against him that he's put hands on her or been abusive, and he's having to defend those in court, and he has not done that, and he believes that his name will be vindicated, and that he's taken some time off to handle all these court proceedings and to clear his name, basically. And then Andrew Tate comes in, has a great tweet about it. These happily married guys, he says, always wake up one day and realize women simply can never be trusted ever, no matter how nice you are to them, how much money you give them, or how high your status as a man is. Men are in love, women are in business. Sometimes Andrew Tate is spot on, and this is something I've always thought. Women do view relationships as a business relationship. You know, you always hear people joking about sugar daddies and stuff. All of us are sugar daddies, whether we like to admit it or not, whether girls will admit it or not, or say it or ask for it or not, whether you're getting her nails and her hair did, or you're just fucking going to work and providing, right? You're the sugar daddy. And that is how girls view things. I mean, when stuff falls off, they will take you for everything you're worth. I was joking around earlier. You could tell that she was going to do something like this. This is my red flag, right? Her standing there with the other belt. Bitch, last time I checked, you didn't throw any punches in that fight. Okay? But she's got that belt on her. She just seems to me like super high maintenance. I guess my understanding is she comes from like a wealthy background already. She's obviously smoking hot, comes from a wealthy background. You know, whatever he did, he shouldn't have fucked with it, because this type of girl is not going to stick around and, like, you know, wait for him to figure anything out. If you fuck up, she's just like, never mind. I know my worth. I mean, she's standing there with the belt, you know, like they're a partner duo that won the belt. That's nonsense. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, could have seen it coming. Another big piece of news. I should do this before my phone dies here. So there were two terror plots. There was one in Bondi Beach that happened. There was another in the States here. I guess that the FBI has stopped a terror plot, a leftist terror plot. That was...
And New Year's Eve terror attack in Los Angeles. 4 suspects in custody. The FBI identifying them as members of a pro-Palestine extremist group. They're suspected of planning coordinated IED attacks targeting 5 different locations in Los Angeles. But based on the reporting now, that plot has been foiled. We will wait for more.
Yeah, this is actually a crazy story. So I guess there's 4 people arrested so far. There may be a 5th that's been arrested in Louisiana is what I'm hearing. Here's a picture of these guys. and they had drone shots of them building bombs in the desert and everything. I guess their plan was to deploy the bombs against ICE agents and ICE vehicles on New Year's Eve throughout different parts of Southern California and Los Angeles. Usual suspects here. 4 charged with plotting SoCal New Year's Eve attack, ID'd as members of Turtle Island Liberation Front. I guess that's the name of some para-terrorist organization. I don't know exactly what it is, but I guess what the FBI did is they had an insider, they had an informant who has been working in these kind of radical leftist circles for apparently a long time now. And one of these 4 geniuses shared the whole plot with them, like gave them, I think, an actual document with an outline of what they were intending to do. So FBI set up a sting, basically. I think this is the footage they have of it. Oh, damn it, it's not. I should have saved the drone footage. Oh, here we go. I do have it.
This anti-government group traveled out to the desert to test their explosive devices. They had precursor chemicals there, and they were going to create these bombs in the desert. What they are starting to do is put their chemicals and wares and the component.
What's crazy is this drone footage, this overhead drone footage. I mean, it looks exactly like Al-Qaeda or something you'd expect from, you know, the U.S. surveilling a terrorist site in the Middle East somewhere. But no, this is out in the desert, presumably in California, and you got leftists building bombs. Which is insane. I don't even know what to say at this point. It doesn't seem... There is a weird parallel between this and the Islamic terror attack. You know, in both cases, both of these groups of people believe that they are morally righteous in doing what they're doing, right? The terrorists from Bondi Beach believe they're killing infidels or Jews. These guys, pro-Palestine, similar connection. And they are, you know, they believe that they're killing Gestapo, right? They believe they're killing ICE agents. But I hope people wake up soon, because seeing stuff like this, like people building bombs in the desert, that is straight up terrorist style. That's not even like arguable, like, oh, are they terrorists? Is Antifa terrorist? These are terrorists here. It reminds me of the Weather Underground. So this was a pretty big story. I'm going to do a monologue on it either tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow because I'm tired. But, yeah. What else we got? Still rumors about the Ilhan Omar marriage to her brother thing. I've seen her in a recent interview. 10% battery remaining. There was a recent interview with her where someone was asking her, one of the news reporters, if she married her brother, like to confirm or deny, you know. And she had an answer that was like a weird non-response. The way they presented it online, they were like, Omar denies marrying her brother. But her response was actually just like, oh, I think it's silly and he's focused on me and there's all this stuff. She sort of talks around it, and she never, I don't think I've ever heard her directly address the claim, which is kind of odd. And it's also weird that Trump's version of the claim is the exact backwards claim, which I think muddies the water. The claim is not, Trump makes the claim that she married her brother in order to gain citizenship to the United States for herself. The claim is that she married her brother to get him into the United States. That's the actual claim, right? I don't know what the case is. I haven't really heard her absolutely come out and deny it. You got Trump stating a hyperbolic version of it. That's kind of the conspiracy version. So I'm interested to see how that shakes out, though, because she's not just straight up denying it in the things that I've seen. Anything else? There's a brawl at a restaurant. I don't know. Other than that, stuff. It was a weird news day. This was just, I guess there was some drunk lady in San Francisco.
Please step away.
This is just sort of...
Please leave.
Oh man, come on.
Tell me one more time.
She starts fighting.
I did not touch it.
Oh, he's a liar.
I just tried to.
Fast forward a little bit. What happens is she walks past one of the guys that does not have his hand, and then one of the wait staff just takes her down. I can't tell if that was a female or a male wait staff, but then she goes berserk. She's like flipping all over the restaurant. She gets kicked out. They bring her out, right? Wait for it. Then she's like, she doesn't leave. She's like grabbing the guy by his hair. She won't let go of his hair. Let go. This is the.
I'm not touching your
That's the best part. She tries to run and someone trips her. Oh! He trips her so good. Watch this trip. That's really good.
I'm not touching your butt.
Okay, stop.
No, he's on his phone.
No. Hey.
I can't help but laugh every time. Again, all the news today are just dark shit. So anyways, that's about it. Let me see what this guy's doing here. Still figuring out the show a little bit, if anyone's wondering, if anyone is there. I can't see the chat right now at all, but sort of trying to add stuff to it. Okay. So I might play with that a little bit here and then call it a night. We'll see. What is this? Oh, this might crap out. What did I need to do also? This thing is like so ridiculous. I don't even know how. That work? I kind of do want this here. I'm testing out a teleprompter basically, for anyone who's wondering. If I were to use one, that's what I'm doing. Ah, yeah, you could see it. That's probably the first step, is to get the teleprompter off the screen. I think this works. Over the weekend, 2 terror plots unfolded across different continents, though they appear to be cut from the same cloth. Starting with Bondi Beach in Australia, where a Pakistani father-son duo radicalized by Islamic ideology slaughtered Jews celebrating Hanukkah on a Sydney beach, killing 16, including children and the elderly, and wounding dozens more. Then, just days later, federal authorities in America announced the arrests of 4 radical leftists tied to a pro-Palestinian extremist group, busted for plotting coordinated New Year's Eve bombings across Southern California. The suspects, Audrey Carroll, Zachary Aaron, Page, and 2 others, were caught rehearsing with explosives in the Mojave Desert, linked to the Turtle Island Liberation Front, a far-left outfit blending anti-Israel rage with anti-capitalist anarchy. Different continents, different plots, but fueled by the same extremist ideology. But the left has this obsessive ritual every time there's a mass shooting. Blame the gun. Not the psychopath, not the ideology, not the culture. No, it's the tool. Ban them all, confiscate every last one because a tiny fraction end up in the wrong hands. Fine, whatever. Yet the left will bend over backward to defend unchecked Muslim immigration, insisting the violent acts of a few radicals don't represent the peaceful motives of the whole. They'll ignore the real dangers, the patterns of terror tied to the ideology. A total ban on Muslim immigration would flat out prevent a chunk of these Islamist massacres, just like they claim gun bans would stop violence. So why isn't that on the table? You can't cherry pick your all or nothing logic. One without the other is pure hypocrisy. But here's the uncomfortable truth they desperately don't want you to notice. At their extremes, leftist ideology and Islamic extremism start to look eerily similar. Both are utterly intolerant of differing worldviews, say the wrong thing on a progressive campus, question gender ideology, defend Israel, criticize open borders, and you're canceled, deplatformed, maybe even shot in the neck. Step outside the rigid boundaries of radical Islam and you're an apostate worthy of death. Same authoritarian impulse, my way or suffer. Both justify killing because the victims are painted as evildoers whose very ideas are causing societal harm. To the Islamist, Jews and Zionists are the ultimate oppressors, poisoning the world, deserving extermination for the greater good of the Ummah. To the far-left zealot, anyone upholding capitalism, traditional values, or Israeli self-defense is a fascist, a colonizer, a systemic oppressor whose existence perpetuates injustice, man. Violence becomes resistance. Murder becomes punching up. The targets aren't innocent. They're complicit. They're harmful. They had it coming. And let's not pretend the overlap on Jews is coincidental. Extreme leftism and radical Islam share a burning hatred for Jewish Zionism. Both frame Israel as the great Satan, the ultimate symbol of colonial evil. Both expressed endless sympathy for Palestinians, not just as people deserving peace, but as holy warriors in a righteous struggle against Jewish occupation. Campuses have been ground zero for this toxic confusion. Pro-Hamas encampments, chants of globalize the Intifada, slogans that make it clear resistance includes wiping Jews off the map. It's no accident that the Bondi shooters targeted a Jewish event while echoing the same anti-Zionist rage that's been normalized in leftist circles, and now we see it bubbling up in bomb plots from pro-Palestinian radicals on the far left. The left will scream that these are totally unrelated. One's right-wing terrorism, even when it's not. The other's just mental illness or frustration when the plotters lean left. But the patterns are there if you're willing to look. Both ideologies demand total submission. Both dehumanize their enemies. Both rationalize bloodshed in the name of utopia. Whether that's a global caliphate or a borderless socialist paradise, and both, right now, are feeding off the same poisonous obsession with tearing down the West and everyone who defends it. So while the left clutches pearls over guns and demands bans on tools, they'll never demand real scrutiny of the ideologies actually pulling the triggers. Or in this case, setting the timers, because one of those ideologies is theirs, and the other gets a free pass under the shield of tolerance. Hypocrisy? You bet. Deadly hypocrisy. That's been tonight's misinformation. I did it all perfect up until done with the teleprompter. That's been tonight's misinformation. Good night.